What's up, ladies and gents? Thank each and every one of you guys for stopping by. You know, there are several marquee fights lined up in the world of boxing, but none like the one that we're here to discuss today between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Sugar Shane Mosley. Now, neither one of these men truly need an introduction, but I do feel compelled to take an in-depth look at both men, starting with Floyd Mayweather Jr. When you say that name, Floyd Mayweather Jr., typically you don't hear too many positive comments. So in an effort to get a true gauge of who Floyd is to the sport of boxing, I want to read a few excerpts from the experts, starting with Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard said, "It's all in his eyes. He's one of the few fighters I've seen, like Muhammad Ali, who literally captures every move his opponent makes and capitalizes on each and every one of those mistakes, which is a gift you just can't teach." Next comment comes from Michael Jai White. Most of you may know him from the big screens. He was in movies like Spawn, Why Did I Get Married, Universal Soldier, etc. Michael Jai White said, "The man has an encyclopedic knowledge of boxing, and the best example was when he fought Zab Judah. Zab Judah was actually faster, but when Floyd started making adjustments, despite Floyd being a tad bit slower, it was Judah who couldn't keep up. The man is amazing." That was Michael Jai White. Final comment comes from an unlikely source, because this guy doesn't give too many hardcore endorsements, but it comes from Bernard Hopkins. The night that Floyd Mayweather knocked out Ricky Hatton, Bernard Hopkins said with a straight face, because I watched him, "The best fighter in our era, my era, pound for pound, is Floyd Mayweather Jr." Now, those are some pretty interesting thoughts from some interesting people who love the fight game like us, and I think that they all go to show how dynamic Floyd Mayweather really is. You know, I know a lot of you guys think that he's an animal, but in an odd parallel, I think the irony there is the best way to truly understand Floyd's mentality in the ring, or his brilliance in the ring, would be by looking at the animal kingdom. And I know that may sound funny, but look at it this way. Every animal on the face of the planet was created with a specific design to not only help it adapt, but to dwell, hunt, and handle anything that the forces of nature could ever send its way. A perfect example would be a bear, who has the ability to store fat and sleep at a certain body temperature for months at a time. Or one of my favorites, the ants. Ants are so small I don't even know if they have a brain, but they're intelligent enough, with or without that brain, to create these underground homes that are so sophisticated that they come with two ventilation systems, one that lets the bad air out and one pointed in a specific direction to allow the flow of fresh air to come in. Now, we think about that stuff and we say, damn, that's pretty amazing. But no matter how impressive these animals are, it doesn't help us appreciate them anymore. Does that sound familiar? Similar to Floyd Mayweather Jr., no matter how brilliant he looks in the ring, people don't always give him that level of appreciation because they simply aren't fans. Now, let's be real. One of the major reasons why Mayweather has so many critics is because when you look at the promotional antics and a lot of things that he says, it kind of makes him lose credibility when he enters the ring with the defense-first style. But in an effort to understand why he has that defense-first style, I think we can look right back at the animal kingdom. Think about a snake, and I'm not calling Floyd a snake, so don't go there, but think about a snake. When you think about primitive snakes like boa constrictors, pythons, etc., if you look under the base bottom of their body, they have remnants of what used to be legs. The reason that those legs don't grow anymore is because at this point in their evolution, they don't need them as much. Similarly with Floyd Mayweather, we may occasionally see remnants of that amazing offense. We saw it against the late Corrales, God bless his soul, or DeMarcus Corley, or even more recently Ricky Hatton. But the reason that we don't see as much of that offense anymore is because at this point in his evolution, Floyd walks around on a landscape that encompasses much bigger men than he's used to. And Floyd isn't that type of fighter that's going to sit there and try to go to war. He's going to use that polished defense at this point in his evolution to conquer those opponents. Now, that takes me to another point, and I've never heard Floyd say this. I don't even know if it's true, but my personal opinion is that one of the reasons we don't see Mayweather go out of his way to fight some of these low risk, low reward, high risk type fighters who are walk around at 170, 80 pounds like Margarito is because, truth be known, Floyd is a very small welterweight himself. Now, I'll give you a perfect example. In March 2005, Manny Pacquiao, as we all well know at this point, that he had a problem with Eric Morales because when he had to give blood, had he ate or drank anything else to hydrate himself, like most people when they give blood, he would have failed to make weight. Now, he entered the ring unofficially in his mid-140s that night, but that was March of 2005. At that same time frame, the same Floyd Mayweather Jr. we're talking about now was actually a junior welterweight who routinely entered the ring about the same size. And to take it a step further, against Zab Judah, not only did he tip the scale at 146 pounds, but about 30 hours later, the night of the fight, unofficially, he tipped the scales at the same 146 pounds. Now, if you have had 3+ meals, which I've been told, in a bevy of liquids over a 30-some hour period, and you failed to gain one pound, that tells me you probably maxed out your physical capacity. That's why I scratch my head when I hear people say that Manny Pacquiao is so small. I don't know if they mean physically or vertically, because these two men are technically the same size. Only difference is Floyd Mayweather went up where the money was first. That was it. But I know someone is asking, what does his size have to do with Shane Mosley? Well, I'll tell you. For the first time, Floyd Mayweather is going to deviate from that blueprint of facing men who are closer to his size, maybe even a little smaller. And he's going to finally face a man that is not only bigger, but stronger, and some would argue maybe even faster. I think Shane Mosley, first of all, I'm happy that he has this opportunity, but I think he's an excellent choice of opponent because before Manny Pacquiao became Manny Pacquiao, Shane Mosley was that fighter that most of us love to watch. Now, I use the word fighter because as a fundamental boxer, I think most of us like to see Bernard Hopkins during that era, or maybe James Toney. Roy Jones was just an incredible hybrid of both. But Shane Mosley was that guy who was not going to be part of a tactical chess match. He was going to stand in the pocket and deliver. And his delivery always came with power, aggression, durability, speed, and stamina. Now, where the plot thickens for Floyd Mayweather is that for the first time in his career, Mosley will not only enter the ring with those 5 key elements, but his sixth sense, so to speak, in this fight will be a sound defensive strategy, which we've never seen Mosley employ before. But this time around, thanks in part to Brother Nazim Richardson, he will have that at his disposal as well. That's where things get really interesting. Now, I will not make an official prediction at this point. You have to go online to read the articles for that. But what I will do is leave you with a few operative questions as well as a couple thoughts to ponder. Earlier I spoke about the fact that Shane Mosley loves to stand in the pocket and deliver. On the night of May 1st, when he stands in front of Floyd Mayweather to deliver, the operative question will be, will Floyd Mayweather be there to answer? Now, we can even flip that scenario because 40 men have tried to deliver that same package, and when they came, each one of them had to walk away with that same package because when they came knocking, we later learned that Floyd Mayweather simply wasn't home. Some call it bad timing. I call it great defense. But no matter what we call it, he will have that opportunity on the night of May 1st. Any man that has a decade or so to prepare is a very dangerous man. Bernard Hopkins and Antonio Tarver showed us how dangerous a person can be with a decade's worth of preparation. On Saturday, May 1st in the MGM Grand, Las Vegas, Shane Mosley will also employ that decade worth of preparation. In the end analysis, it will be very interesting to see if it does them any good. So on that note, I want to close down. I want to say thank each and every one of you guys for stopping by. Peace. God bless. One love.